Hammer time.
Hammer time on a Tuesday.
What?
Bonus. Thor was away last week. He's back with us, and we recap the box office. Blade Runner 2049, then My Little Pony, but 35 years later, we get a sequel to a cult favorite.
You need to get out and see this movie, and I know it's a premium, and it's a little hard to get to sometimes, but you gotta find an IMAX screen to see Blade Runner 2049, the cinematic event of the year. I'll just set it up briefly. I don't want to give anything away about the story in terms of too many details, but Ryan Gosling plays an LAPD Blade Runner, essentially the same job that Harrison Ford did in the original, and he has to track down Rick Deckard, Ford's original character.
I thought you might be able to help me with the case. Any idea where I could find him?
You police plan on taking me in?
I would much prefer that to the alternative.
Well, it's got the dark, gritty feel. Director Denis Villeneuve behind this one. Compare the storytelling and narrative arc of Villeneuve versus Ridley Scott back 35 years ago.
I had the advantage of watching the original Blade Runner hours before I saw this on Saturday, and the first one is a noirish science fiction movie with a detective story as its sort of backdrop. This expands that world that was originally laid down and gives it a lot more in terms of theme, characterization, examination of artificial intelligence, what it is to be human, all of those kind of big science fiction ideas, so it expands the story. It's a rare case where it takes the original movie and not necessarily makes it better, but it certainly enhances the overall experience. And you mentioned Denis Villeneuve, who gave us Sicario, Prisoners, Arrival. The guy is on fire right now, and this is impeccably directed. Plus, it's got the Hans Zimmer score, which is exceptional and really is a nice nod to the Vangelis score of the first one. And Roger Deakins, the cinematographer, he's been nominated for an Oscar 13 times. If he doesn't win for this movie, it's a travesty, because this is the most gorgeous film visually and aesthetically you will see all year. And the production design, they were able to copy exactly how the look of the first one played out, but also sort of improve it and take it that one step further because it's set decades later. I was astounded. I wept in the first frame and the last frame. So that's like the true power of cinema right there.
And tears as well.
Oh, yeah.
Quick comment. Opening weekend box office, $31.5 million. This thing cost, what, $150 million to make?
Yeah.
Is this a bust, or is this just this franchise has a small audience?
Well, the Blade Runner legacy, I mean, it started with a rocky box office opening with the first one in 1982. That one wasn't even critically embraced. This one has much better reviews. I think it's a splashy headline the week after a movie opens to say it's going to bomb, it's failed. I think it's going to have a slow burn. It may even be a cult following. And worldwide, I think it will do very well. It's doing excellent box office numbers in the UK, but I don't want to call it flawless, but this is a masterpiece, and to me joins the lofty group of like Dunkirks of this year, just being incredible movies that you need to go and see on the biggest screen possible. So pay the good money for this, because they don't make movies like this all the time, and it needs to be seen in a theater.
How many hammers?
You know where I'm going? 5 out of 5. Ooh. Yeah.
Okay, fired up with 5.
Don't miss it.
My Little Pony, quickly. It is a movie, and I heard you say it was legit good.
It is good. Okay, so I'm not traditionally a brony, but I'm totally on board now with the My Little Pony franchise, because what they did really well was take the themes and the ideas and the characters of the hit show, translate it very effectively to the big screen. So the story is as basic as it gets. It's not going to get any originality points for that. Basically, Equestria, where the ponies live, their kingdom is under threat by the Storm King, and the main 6, they're called, the 6 main ponies, have to band together to help save their homeland. But it's bright, it's colorful, it's beautiful, it's funny. It's got a lot of vibrant vocal talent in it, including Emily Blunt, Liev Schreiber. And what I like too is the ponies, they have magical powers, but they also have flaws. And the movie wasn't afraid to examine that in the screenplay. So there's a lot of lessons here for kids, whether you're a tiny tot or a parent. I think you're going to enjoy this. So I gave it a passing grade.
How many hammers?
3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Not quite Blade Runner level, but you get the point, right?
Okay. Thor has spoken. I'm glad we did this on the Tuesday.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's important. You need to know.